This your boy Kamen Zero Spy back again once again. And today, people, today we are here for Kamen Rider Geats episode 39. Now, we got a whole new tone in this episode. We are setting up a new arc. Technically, we're setting up a bunch of new stuff and introducing some new characters and the return of some older characters and the possible foreshadowing of maybe like some old characters returning, and it's kind of a lot. And I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it. It kind of felt like this episode kind of felt like beginning of Heisei era writer style. Like it was it had a lot of similarities to that. And technically everybody's back, not completely back, but all our main people, technically everybody's back, because I mean they're still not writers yet, but now they have the choice in order if they want to be a writer or not. And do they want to be a writer, or do they want to stay in this peaceful life that they already have? We have the return of the Jyamato, but in a different kind of way, more in a more kind of like sciencey kind of way. The return of Jyamato, and it's kind of weird. The return of, we got Win came back. We got the new kind of sort of game master guy. He he's ordered to take out Ace, even though Ace is now the god of creation now. We see that Ace is like right now he doesn't care about people knowing that he's Geats, and now people can actually see him. Like people can actually see him turning into Geats and all that stuff. I mean, they could before. I'm tripping. They could before, but now they don't go into like a game. They don't go into like a game kind of world or whatever now, because Ace is now running the new DGP that he has created, and we basically he's rebuilt. He's technically rebuilt everything. He's the god of creation now. He's succeeded his mother, and he's brought Sumidi back as his navigator, because now he's basically created this new DGP to possibly lure out some of the old DGP members. But the audience, the whole thing about the audience, that's gone. He got rid of that. Well, technically he didn't get rid of that, but the whole audience thing is gone, and a lot of the old admins are gone. I don't think he's gonna do the admin thing anymore. Even though Kakera and Betaba are still around, which we know why they're even still around. They basically said that they can stay there until they got their they can basically stay in that world until they got their actual wish that they actually want. And seems like Kakera is gonna get his from the preview from the last episode, and from the preview for the next episode. And Betaba is like, she just wants to, until she sees someone's despair, she'll leave. And when Kakera, he wants to see see Keiwa become a true blue Kamen Rider, and when he sees that, then he most likely be able to leave. And yeah, and basically Geats is going around. He's basically destroying some of these like new not makeshift, but like these new Jyamato that are running around are basically been turned into like parasites, and they're like super little miniature Jyamato that they end up possessing. They can jump inside of someone and basically turn into like a big Jyamato, and well, just like a regular base Jyamato, not like a super strong Jyamato, but like just a regular base Jyamato. And Geats is basically taking them out before they can evolve into a bigger, stronger Jyamato. And after you defeat the big Jyamato, the little Jyamato will pop out of the person, and you have to destroy that little Jyamato in order for it to not go around and possess someone else. And Geats has returned everyone's memories, so not everyone still remembers that they're writers, and people are they're all contemplating on going back to being writers. But Neon really, she can't become a writer. Well, she can't become a writer again because her ID core, her and Sarah, their ID cores were broken, and that was one of the only things that Geats couldn't bring back. He couldn't bring back broken ID cores, so everyone's ID core, who all the other contestants whose ID cores were broken, they cannot come back at all. And we see that the only ID cores he has is Buffa and Kawa. They're the only ones he has right now. And when Kawa and Buffa do see Geats, he tells them everything, that he's the new god of creation and stuff, and the Jyamato are back, and he wants them to join the new DGP to take out the rest of the remaining Jyamato. But he also tells them that there's no reward in this. He's not granting any wishes or anything like that. He just wants them to help out, but he's not forcing them to do it. And he basically tells Sumidi to don't give them their ID cores. It's their choice if they want to come back or not. And I did like that. I did like the whole thing of like that Ace is not trying to. He's not trying to be what the original DGP was. He's giving people a choice, and he's giving people, their own free will to do what they want, if they want to be a writer or they want to keep living their life regularly. And we see that Buffa and Kawa are contemplating it. They are contemplating on being back writers again. We see that Kawa is like saving people from these Jyamato that are like possessing people and things like that. And then that's when Kakera shows up, and this is his first time seeing Kakera in his like human avatar form, and Kakera is trying to get him to go back to being a writer. Technically, he's like saying all these things like, can you stand by idly by while a human is being attacked by a Jyamato? We see Kawa fighting off Jyamato in his civilian form. And yeah, we also see that Buffa did end up meeting up with Beruba. She tells him that, hey, it kind of sucks. She's like, yeah, it kind of sucks being a regular person now. You a retired writer and stuff like that. And he's like, what are you even doing here? Like, get out of my face. And he's like completely like trying to ignore her, but she's also trying to get him to go back to actually being a writer again. And we see that Sarah and Neon has essentially went and bought herself an apartment. And I was kind of thinking, why didn't you ever do that before? Like, you come from a rich family, and Sarah is trying to teach her how to be like a regular person, because Neon technically comes from a rich family, so she doesn't understand like the nuances of like regular people. So she's trying to teach her that. And she buys the apartment, and Sarah asks her like, what are you going to do now, like going forward? And she's like, Neon is like, well, since the DGP is gone, since I can't be in the DGP anymore, all the things that I wanted to do all the things I wanted to do before, I just gonna have to make them happen myself. And yeah, so she's like, hey, so when's the furniture get here? And then Sarah's like, no, we have to go buy that. Like, we're regular people. Like, regular people have to buy the apartment and then go off themselves and pick the furniture and stuff themselves. And then Neon's like, it's my first time living on my own. I'm kind of nervous, stuff like that. And Sarah's there to help her. So yeah, little girl stuff. And she's like, I'm pretty sure we'll be okay with Ace protecting us. And yeah, we get a whole like another little fight with Geats, who destroys the Jyamato, and they go off to invest. They go off to, and him and Sumidi go off to an old, basically greenery place where Archimedo was making and growing Jyamato. They go back to one of those. I guess it's like the one that Beruba blew up. But they end up going back to it, and they end up finding like fluid and residue coming off of like Jyamato and stuff. And then they end up seeing someone in the woods, and Geats goes after him, but he ends up losing this guy. And it's revealed that the new guy who's making the Jyamato is Daichi. Daichi is back, and he's creating these little small parasitic Jyamato that he's sending out there. and we see that he has possessed, like he has sent a lot of them out, and a lot of them have actually possessed people. And we see that Neon, she sees someone getting she sees Jyamato attacking people. She tries to save these people, stuff like that. But that's when Geats comes in. He comes in, he saves the girl, that gets possessed. And that's when they see like a bunch of these Jyamato, like these like possessed people who haven't turned into Jyamato, who all end up turning into Jyamato, walking towards him. And yeah, that's basically where the episode ends off right there. But we did see that Win has also returned. Punk Jack, he comes back and asking for a job and stuff like that. And he, they say like, why did you? He's like, how are you here? Like, how did you come back? He's like, I'm a former member of the management, and he's asking for a job. And Ace is like, you're not getting paid for anything or anything like that. You're getting paid and like the happiness of people and stuff like that. And Win basically kind of accepts it, but he's gonna be like the guy that's gonna, that the techie kind of guy, how he was when he was looking up information and stuff like that for Mitsumei and stuff. Like he's gonna be that. So yeah, like the episode kind of ends there, and it kind of looks like they're setting up for something bad to happen to Sarah in the next episode, which is gonna cause KY to become like this new form that they've been freaking building up to this whole time, his ultimate form, which I've looked from seeing the helmet, looks pretty dope. I'm hoping my boy KY need to do something. And plus KY he's contemplating on joining the DGP again because there's no reward in it. So it's like he can't get the wish that he wanted, essentially. And yeah, he can't get the wish that he actually wanted. But Jymato's still out here, so what he's gonna do? And maybe they're gonna kill off Sarah. I don't know. I hope not. I hope she just gets put in a serious situation. I don't think they're gonna kill off Sarah or turn her into a Jyamato. Maybe turn her into a Jyamato, probably. But yeah. But also we see that Samus is talking to this new guy. Like I said before, this new game master dude, he does reveal his face in the episode as well. It's not Zuel. I don't think it's Zuel. Because Zuel's kind of like omnipotent. So he's like, he might be walking. He know he's gonna make a return, and he's most likely watching them. So yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see Kyun and Jin again, and also Neon's bodyguards, those two dudes, because those guys most likely also have their memories back of being writers. But it seems like we know that they can't become writers again either, because Buffer crushed their ID cores as well. So I'm really wondering what's gonna, like, who all is gonna come back, like who are all the people that we're gonna see come back in this like this last little arc that we got going on. But yeah, that's it. It was a good episode. That like barely any fighting, because you got Geats in his ultimate form fighting base Jyamato, and it's like these fights aren't even long. He's like essentially just one-shotting them. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think of this episode. What you guys think of this little tonal shift, this little new arc they're setting up? Who do you think is going to return? All that jazz. And I'm going to see you guys next time. So remember, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to see you guys next time. Remember, as I always say, stay henshined.